6,715 pounds. One owner return customer trading in their J-Flight after trading in their original J-Flight here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. They started with a basic 265 SLX entry-level J-Flight. Then they upgraded to this here 28 RLS J-Flight and added a couple little things like those MORryde steps that you see in the background. Then, today, in fact, they are swapping up to a triple slide Cougar fifth wheel, moving on up in the world. Now, what's kind of cool is because they're moving up to a fifth wheel, they're leaving all of their trailer hitching behind. So, this RV is like dollar for dollar, one heck of a sweet buy because it is late model, it has not been used a great deal, it has not been abused. It can still qualify for same as new finance. It's got hitching included, they've upgraded the steps, and you're getting used RV price tag on it. That's a really sweet combination of factors right there. And if I'm going to be ultra picky about this thing, I found that window shade to the left of the recliners right now as we're looking at it, that just doesn't want to stay up. Other than that, I can't find anything in this camper that is at all concerning. So if I just become ultra picky about it, that's about as far as I can get. Overall, this thing is sharp. I mean, it's very late model. It's really still effectively built to the same equipment status and standards as today's J-Flights. You've got the loads of LED lighting, the larger 15,000 B2 air conditioner, 8 cubic foot fridge freezer versus a 6. That's a little more common in this class of trailer. The taller ceiling means taller cabinets, taller shower, more headroom, and just a bigger open feel. One of the other little updates the folks put in is they did add that nice like cutting board butcher's block style looking thing to the stainless steel stovetop right there. There's space for a wastebasket below the sink. You can see how they have drawers all the way down to the floor here. And another neat thing here is all of the windows open for airflow. All of them. Not just the slide side windows that we're looking at, but even the windows back here overlooking the recliners. This is obviously a couple's camper first and a guest camper second. But what's neat here is you got these pair of pushback recliners, and those things can lay nearly flat if you want them to. And if you want to take a little midday snooze, you can. If you've got maybe a grandkiddo, they could easily crash out on one of those at night. But maybe you've got big grandkids, or maybe you have adult guests. That's where this nice trifold hide bed can come into play. Now, all the way around here, there are pleated nightshades that you can pull down for privacy. But if you've got, let's say, you know, your adults, and you have adult children, and they have a grandkid or two, well, you could sleep, you know, your kids on the hide-a-bed, and you could sleep their kids on the dinette if you had to over here. And another neat thing, if you look at that dinette in relation to the entertainment center, how they're right next to one another, it's really the perfect place to put a grandkid down and put a pillow down, put on a little Disney movie or whatever, and just slow their little bodies down so that they drift off to sleep. You set the timer on the TV so it turns itself off. You can be upstairs, or up front rather, in that private bedroom, snoozing away while they're putting themselves down. That's pretty slick and very handy. Couple more handy notes on that dinette. The table's completely free floating, so if you do want to wiggle that around, if you want to shimmy it from one side to the other, obviously it folds down into a sleeper, but you can take it outside for picnic time as well. You may also notice how those bench ends have doors that open to get to that storage, so you don't necessarily have to lift the entire, you know, seating up to get to it. Now, underneath all the slide seating is a layer of double-sided radiant foil. What that's going to help you do, ladies and gentlemen, is when you're just cranking the air conditioner in here, it'll help keep the AC inside and keep the sun outside. And in the spring and the fall, it will help do a little bit of keeping the heat from bleeding through the floor as well. Now, your command center with all your like awning and water heater switches and everything is up there on the side of that cabinet. Easily accessed on the, you know, right when you walk in the main entry door, which is a wider 30-inch door, by the way. So if you're carrying a big platter, if you've been doing some grilling outside or cooking on the fire, you can bring a whole platter full of meat in here and not have to take the chance of spilling it. Real tile backsplash, and notice those very easy reach appliance outlets there in the kitchen. That is something that a lot of RVs, you know, suffer from. And that faucet, you know, high rise, and it does have a sprayer head extension in conjunction with the cutting board style sink cover on the left and the aluminum rollaway drying rack style on the right. Now, next to that larger 8 cubic foot fridge freezer, we do have a full floor to ceiling 6'9" pantry. And that right there, a pantry, is something that often the rear recliner, rear living floor plans lack. Now, over the years, this floor plan, it was the 26 RLS, then the 27. The 28 right here is the one that seems to have really hit it with the most folks, and I think it is due largely in part to the angle of that entertainment center. You can see it from anywhere, very comfortably, very easily. This is Bluetooth, DVD, and it has face-mounted HDMI and USB plugs. So what that means in English, it's very like streaming stick friendly, Chromecast, Roku's, whatever. Now the bathroom here is excellent. You've got a porcelain foot flush stool and a big standing radius shower. And with that taller ceiling, if you're 6 foot plus like I am, you're gonna have to be pushing 6.5 feet for that to start to be an issue for headroom areas. I'm about 6'3", and I can stand in there with 2 or 3 inches of extra headroom clearance, no sweat. You see that single blue light up there? That is a night light. So that if I grabbed the wrong, I always flip the wrong switch. At night, when there's no sun coming through that skylight, that one single blue light will cause the shower, the wall panels, and the sink to glow just enough that your tired eyes can get in here and see what you're doing and tend to your business, as it were, without needing to flip on all the lights and blind yourself. Now, what else is great here is there is just excellent floor space in this bathroom. So when you come in and, you need to actually get out of the shower and get dressed, you can do that here. And it also created plenty of countertop space, and that's not a small sink, it's just a really big countertop. Up here in your very private front bedroom, you will see how the previous owners did swap out the original factory mattress, so you do have more of a residential grade bedding here. Wide side stands on both sides of the bed give you plenty of room for phone chargers, CPAPs, and there's plugs on both sides for things like heated blankets as well. The bed is easy lift with storage below. You can see how you have a full height viewing window here in the bedroom that does also open for airflow. And the previous owners, this is aftermarket. They even added a TV, which appears to be staying with it, guys. So once again, these folks, they didn't do anything to take away from the camper. They had only added over the years. They added the MORryde steps, the cutting board, the mattress, the TV here. You're getting something that in some ways is actually better than new. The exterior, just like the interior, looking pretty darn good. I mean, if we ran this thing through our wash bay real quick and I parked it down on the new RV lot, you would have one heck of a time discerning new from used. Now, once again, this is very close to the current brand new specs found on the J flights. At the time of this filming, it's effectively identical. Like the extra large, diamond plate down here that wraps all the way down that front chassis. The integrated A-frame, which allows for a lower floor instead of a taller ceiling. And that's a very interesting, hard to accomplish, well, not hard necessarily, but more expensive thing to accomplish by Jayco Engineering, because, they have to have a custom engineered chassis to pull that off. It would have been easier just to make the RV taller and stick higher up in the air, but that would have meant a higher roof clearance and more headwinds. And those are things that nobody wants most of the time. All the windows are very heavily tinted, so that sun that's half blinding us right now won't blind you inside the RV, and it won't, fade your furniture. We do have Goodyear endurance radials with aluminum wheels all the way around here. It looks to be all original tires with no weather checking or irregular wear patterns, so you're not going to have to put new sneakers on the new kid when you get them. I already mentioned, but just to circle back, all the windows do open for airflow. All LED tail and marker lights. This has plywood roof and floor decking versus OSB, which is fairly common. Nothing wrong with OSB roof floor decking, but Jayco, being more of a premium brand on their J flights here, they use a higher grade material with the idea of making it last longer. And the fact is, the records prove that that does work. Easy tilt power awning with LED lighting, and there are speakers in those awning arms so that when you do, crank the awning out, the speakers are pointing down at you, not over at your neighbor. Outside TV hookups, and the folks also added the larger swinging handle to the bedroom entry door so that you have the same handles walking both inside, walking into both doors, as it were. And the roof of this J-Flight is OMG excellent. This has received exceptionally good care and upkeep. The seals are all looking good. You can see how they put the Max Air vent cover over the bathroom vent right here. I've looked through all the seals like around the skylight. I don't see anywhere where you even need to worry about doing like a quick patch touch up in the near future. The front termination strip is looking great. The only thing I noticed that was not factory done was back here by the kitchen skylight. They used some slide seam tape on top of the original factory seals. My guess is, as opposed to doing a touch-up, they did something like this. And while it looks like a patchwork job, guys, if you know anything about slide seam tape, this is some of the best stuff. Like, when you put it on a surface, you better expect it to be there for the rest of its life, because it is not fun to try to take off. If this stuff was prettier, they would use it to keep RVs sealed and they would work better and last longer. But the fact is, it's not pretty, so a lot of people go, oh, I don't want my camper held together by tape. Well, it's not like Scotch tape you have in a drawer. That stuff's legit. That is the same stuff they use to help lash slide outs together from like roof to sidewalls. That is amazing stuff. So the fact is, if you look at the cleanliness of everything up here, you look at the fact that they were obviously on top of their care and upkeep inside and out. This is a very, very well kept used trailer. And when it comes to used trailers, kind of like farmers, I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. Fact is, with over 500 RVs on the ground at a given time and thousands of them rolling out, in a given year, we got an idea what we're looking at here, guys. And this is not one where you're inheriting someone else's problems. You are getting a sweetheart of a deal where someone, upgraded their trailer and then decided they really wanted to upgrade again after a short period of time. So you're not there's no like, you're not eating depreciation or anything like that. You're just getting more of a pure value scenario. Actually, that's their Cougar fifth wheel sitting right there getting ready to leave. How about that? So, hitching pieces, parts, although this one has the hitching, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between. We do it all at Haylett RV. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.